Hi everyone. This is a bit of an unexpected video, but SAS4 has just gotten version 3.0. As you can see, I have the patch notes up here, and I want to go through them and show what there is in this update. And you're going to want to stay till the end and watch all of this because there is a lot of interesting stuff here beyond just the big things. So first of all, version 3.0. This is kind of an interesting jump from the previous version 2.0. Uh, I don't really understand how they do their update ordering, but I mean, this is a pretty big update, so I think it warrants its own new number. Anyway, new game mode championships. Returning from the web version of SAS Zombie Assault 4, championships are global competitions where players compete in live events for championship medals. The top 3 players with the most championship medals by the end of the championship will receive an exclusive championship gun. A lot of people probably remember these from the Flash version. There's a couple things that they're taking from the Flash version, which is interesting. New weapons: Rhea Trident, Hicks M1000, Rancor Sad-Eye, ZCS Wipeout, ZCS Seizure, and Smiter Bio Shotgun. These exclusive weapons will be available as championship rewards. The first 3 you will probably recognize from the Flash version. I believe these are the 3 that championships gave out. And then these 3 are from SAS 3. A lot of you might have seen a video by another community member who modded these into SAS 4. Very impressive mod. I will probably leave the link in the description to the video. They're extremely powerful, definitely worthy of the championship gun title. I do wonder what company makes these. I think the ZCS is like SAScom system, which it'd be really funny if they made it manufactured by Z-Arm Tech, who would then be making the worst and the best guns in SAS 4. New maps: Ice Station and Meltdown, also returning from the web version of SAS 4. Ice Station and Meltdown will be available during and after the first championship. Jump into the icy wasteland of Boreas with these 2 new missions. This is a pretty good change. This is another thing from the Flash version. Meltdown was a very popular map for XP grinding. I don't know how much we'll use it on mobile, just because we have zombie hotspot contracts, which are wildly powerful. But, you know, it's nice. And Ice Station, I mean, it's kind of a bad map, but it makes people suffer, and I think that's good. So, pretty good addition. Added new quick communication options. Yes, no, need healing. This is a pretty good change. We definitely need more communication options beyond hi, help, come here, thank you, and GG. It would be nice if, well, I guess they already have like a confirmation and yes. I know in the Resurgence playtest they had one that says affirmative. I definitely like that. But these are pretty nice. It would be really nice if they added one to say slurs to medics, but you know, maybe we'll get that in a future update. We'll see. New faction armory items. Added skill resets and premium nightmare tickets to the faction warfare armory. This is a pretty good change. I really like that we can get skill resets for free now. Premium tickets, also pretty good. Pretty reasonable for their price. These can be purchased for 1 billion SAS cash, 3 elite augment cores, 80 million faction credits, and 200 planet favors, only available with this exact amount in your armory. This is a pretty reasonable price, I think. I do like that it requires you to have exactly 200 planet favors, and it's not buyable if you have 201 or 199. I think that's pretty reasonable and balanced. I believe you do need all of these at the same time, similar to the other faction armory purchases. It's not like you can use any of the 4 currencies. You need all of them to make the purchase. So that's pretty good. Added more awesome to the store. This is a pretty good change. I'm a big fan of paying to win. I hate playing the game, so this is really great for me. Really great for a lot of other SAS people. Most SAS people don't like playing the game, so they just want to skip it as much as they can, and I think adding more premium options for that is fantastic. Faction War Combo Pack, 20,000 credits and 1,000 of each planet favor for $19.99. That's a pretty good price. Sigma Balls Pack, 1,000 Sigma favors and Exterminator for $9.99. I think that's pretty good. I think they will eventually be adding a pack for each of the 5 planet favors, so that'll be pretty nice when they're added. But the big thing, these are all great, right? But the big thing, bug fixes and balance changes. There are some incredible things in here. There's so much to talk about that I think I should just get into all of it. Fix some gaps in geometry of map recovery. This is, funnily enough, a word-for-word duplication of what they said in 2.2.2. There was a spot on recovery in the event map that you could get stuck in and kind of like cheese the whole game. They tried to fix it in 2.2.2, and they failed. So I guess they're trying to fix it again. Reduced 1887 shock field rate of fire by 40% on red and black versions. This is a pretty good change. This means that the red and black shock field will now have 3 RPS instead of 5, so that's pretty good. Shock field has kind of dominated the meta for a long time now, in part because of its high fire rate. It makes it very good at mobbing, so this is great. It'll really shake things up. Maybe we'll use, Tempest or Ahab or Quasar or something else like that. Fixed a bug that caused boss spawns on Nightmare Power Out to have their elite status randomly toggled. This is a pretty good change. A lot of people played Nightmare Power Out because it had a chance to give like elite Savage Necrosis at lower levels than it should. This change really encourages people to focus on leveling up, and it gets rid of one of the biggest noob traps in the game, so that's always good. Fixed a bug that caused individual final bosses to each drop strong boxes in SAS cache. This is a pretty good change. This is another one that was on Nightmare Power Out exclusively. Again, discourages people from playing bad maps, so that's always good. Fixed multiple bugs that caused the Zerfallen to deal unintended additional damage. This is a pretty good change. Zerfallen has really dominated the endgame tryhard space for the last few years, since Zerballen was discovered in like 2022. So it's nice that they're shaking things up. Fix a bug where Reactor Leak sometimes gave invincibility and credit multipliers. This is a pretty good change. We have seen a lot of people obsessing over this game mode because it can give you crazy credits if you do this right exploited strategy. So it's nice that they're finally patching that and encouraging people to play all the game modes. I really hope that they will buff generators, or I guess nerf all the other modes, because generators is already so good. You can get like a whole something like 40 credits per minute, which is just crazy fast. Replace the Orbitron font with Comic Sans for better private match code readability. This is a pretty good change. Orbitron is infamous for the O and the D looking really similar, which throws people off a lot of the time. Even me sometimes. I still sometimes misread those. And there's a few other letters that are just annoying to read. So it's really great. I love the choice of Comic Sans. It's an excellent choice. I think it really will help with this change. Reworked standard LMG collection. Removed broken 5% capacity and 5% reload speed bonus. This is something that I feel like a lot of people don't know about because it's so obscure, but the in-game collection menu says the standard LMG collection is 5% capacity. But when you actually get it, like complete it, it says 5% reload speed. And it's bugged, and it gives you neither of those. It just gives you nothing. This has been replaced with a 5% increased movement penalty. This is a pretty good change. It makes LMGs directly worse, so it really discourages people from using the LMG weapon category, which is good because they're all garbage. Fixed a bug that caused the Killing Machine perk's description to not accurately match the bonus it gives. This is a pretty good change. Killing Machine has been bugged for, I think, all of SAS 4's history. It's supposed to give 10% damage and 10% crit chance, but the 10% damage only applies to damage over time and doesn't affect direct damage. and the 10% critical chance is actually 0.1%. We originally thought this was because of a coding oversight, like you accidentally apply the decimal twice. But looks like that was what was intended, and the 10% in the description was an error. So that's nice that they're clearing that up. Lowered the chance of super crits to be 1% chance on crit from 5% chance on crit. This is a pretty good change. Hornet has been a really good bossing gun for a long time. So once again, it's nice that they're shaking it up, making other things more powerful. Reduce the effectiveness of killing spree and hold the line. These skills will now only boost damage and pierce by half their former amount. This is a pretty good change. This has been kind of overdue. A lot of people have complained that medic is too weak, and assault and heavy need to be nerfed to bring them down to size. So this is basically exactly what they wanted, so that's nice. Restricted access to the critical shot skill on the medic class. This skill will now be exclusive to assault and heavy. This is a pretty good change. It really discourages people from playing medic, which is the worst class with no reason to play it. So I'm glad that they're doing this. I really hope in the next update they just remove skills from medic entirely. I think that would be a really good step in the right direction. But this is definitely a good first step. I really like this. Fix several spelling and grammar errors in several weapon descriptions. This is a pretty good change. There were a lot of, as it says, spelling and grammar errors in a lot of descriptions and menus around SAS 4, so it's nice that they're finally addressing those. Fixed a bug where the hardplate armor set incorrectly had a movement penalty. This is a pretty good change. Hardplate has always been the black sheep of SAS 4 armor, mostly because of its movement penalty, so it's nice that they're fixing the bug that caused those to exist. I hope they also fix the bug that gives gloves and helmet a reload penalty. That's another really annoying one. That would really bring hardplate up to par with the rest of the armor in the game. Fixed a bug where the Rubicon Power Assist vest incorrectly had a movement buff. This is a pretty good change. The Power Assist has been bugged to give a lot of speed for a while, and it's really dominated the meta for a long time, so I'm glad they're really nerfing it down to size to make other items more competitive. That's pretty good. Fixed a bug where the Tier 5 shotgun mastery was doubling the amount of projectiles shot by the Calamity. This is a pretty good change. Calamity is a premium weapon, which shoots 5 rocket projectiles, and the Tier 5 shotgun mastery, for some reason, makes it go from 5 to 10. We don't really know what the deal is, but it's nice that they're addressing that. Hopefully it'll discourage people from buying Calamity, because it is really bad. Fixed a bug that caused the black HVM Kevlar armor to not drop. This is a pretty good change. Black collections have been impossible to do for a long time because of this one armor set, so it is really nice that they're messing with this to make it finally drop. Fixed a bug that caused black HVM carbon fiber armor to drop. This is a pretty good change. People have been annoyed for a long time that black armor collections haven't been possible, and I think it's good that they're annoyed, so it should be remain to be impossible, and I think this specific change will really tick people off, so I think that's perfect. Removed the SMG mastery. This is a pretty good change. SMGs are bad, and they're also bad, so it's really great that they're doing this to discourage people from using them. Added new weapon rarity, God Roll. These super rare weapons will have a chance of replacing black variants. These super rare weapons will have particular specific boosted stats unique to the individual drop of the item received from a black strongbox, which must be opened with a black key. This is a pretty good change. This is something you might have heard from an Inferno video a while ago. At the time, it was absolute complete misinformation. This just straight up did not exist in the game. But it looks like Ninja Kiwi liked the idea, so they're adding it outright. So that's pretty nice. Made several balance changes regarding shotguns. Shotguns will now only shoot 1 pellet per trigger pull. This is a pretty good change. I think how it works is that it still shoots the full volley of projectiles. You just need to click each time to shoot more out of the volley. So, for example, a 1887 shock field has 10 bullets per shot. So, if it has 5 clip size, then you need to click 50 total times to empty the clip. And I think that's great because I hate shotgun users. Shotguns now have a 1% chance to misfire on each shot and shoot their bullets backwards, damaging the player and forcing a 10-second reload to repair the gun. This is a pretty good change. Shotguns have for a very long time been wildly unbalanced in how powerful they are for mobbing, and several of them also just have crazy high DPS. So this is really nice that they're trying to creatively combat that meta. And I really like the idea. I hope they elaborate on it further. I hope they add a chance for your item to just completely break and disappear from your inventory entirely. I think that would be a really nice building off of this idea. Added the stripper. This is a really good change. The stripper was really popular in SAS 4, so it's really great that they're finally adding it to SAS 4. I'm a big fan of this. Added 2 new elite modifiers. Extra fast. This will increase zombie movement speed. and, and extra slow. This will reduce zombie movement speed by a factor of 0.5. This is a really good change. I like that they're adding more elite modifiers. This is a very unexplored area of the game. I think there's a lot of creative opportunities available here. Depending on the success of this, I really hope they add extra fast. I think that would be another good one. I think they would also... some other ideas they could do would be like more acidic blood, darker minion, and I don't know, extra strong would also be pretty good. Elite resistance modifiers will now always be the damage type of weapons that players bring into the match. This is a pretty good change. This is something that did not exist in the game before, contrary to popular belief. Elite modifiers are just completely random. They don't care about your weapons. But now it looks like they will always be they will always resist your weapons, which is pretty great. Once again, that would really annoy people, and I think that's a good thing. I think SAS players should suffer. Change spitters to now spit 20% more spit per spit. This is a pretty good change. Spitters really needed to spit more spit, and now they spit more spit per spit. And that's pretty spit. Double the size of the Devastator boss. This is a pretty good change. I think it's a little excessive that it applies to both variants. I think they could just pick one and it would be fine. But I do like that the boss is bigger. It really helps rub in how stupid the boss is when you can just counter it by walking behind it. When the boss is so much bigger, it really makes it a lot more enjoyable to do that. Reduce sex appeal. um, reduce sex appeal of the necrosis boss. This will apply to both the normal and savage variants. This is a pretty good change. I always had a hard time fighting the necrosis boss because it was so hot. So it's really great that they're making this change so I can properly kill it quickly in core grind matches. Fixed a bug where the avalanche was causing zombies to be frozen instead of causing game crashes. This is a pretty good change. Avalanche has always been kind of a noob trap gun, People think that the freeze effect is helpful, even though zombies are laughably weak and easy to kill with just about any half-decent gun. So this is pretty great because this means people will use the avalanche and it'll crash their game, and that should hopefully encourage them to not use bad guns. Added several avalanche crash spots. This is a pretty good change. The avalanche has an issue, well, what we thought was an issue on some maps where its projectiles wouldn't despawn correctly when shooting certain objects. I think mostly like doors. Um, so they've Ninja Kiwi have added that to every map, at least one spot that does that. So that's pretty good. It lets you crash people now. I'm looking forward to using this on some medics. Um, and finally, swapped colors of medic and assault classes. Medic will now be colored red, assault will now be colored blue. This is a pretty good change. I think it'll confuse people a lot, which is a good thing. And also, it's a funny reference to a build in the SAS community Discord server called Blue Assault. So I think that's pretty good. Combined with the previous changes, I think it's fantastic. Uh, anyway, and then version 2.2.2. That is the end of these patch notes. I'm looking forward to playing this update. And I hope you all are too. So I think that's about all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next video.